You know how sometimes you come across a piece of ancient wisdom and you feel like there's something more to it? Like a hidden layer just waiting to be uncovered? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're about to unlock a 2,500-year-old teaching on suffering, and the key, it turns out, is hidden in the true meaning of a single powerful word. It's a question that sooner or later finds every single one of us. When things get really tough, when the pain feels like it's just too much, where do we even begin? Our journey starts with a man facing this exact question. His name was Anāthapiṇḍika, a famous patron of the Buddha, and he was on his deathbed. I mean, listen to his own words straight from the text. He wasn't just feeling unwell. He was in absolute agony. He said it felt like a drill was boring through his skull, like a leather strop was just crushing his head. This was a man pushed right to the very edge of what a human can endure. So, knowing his time was short, what did he do? He didn't ask for medicine. He didn't ask for comfort. He asked for wisdom. He sent a messenger to find the Buddha's most insightful disciple, Sāriputta, and begged him to come to his side. Okay, so Sāriputta arrives, and what happens next is a teaching that's been passed down for centuries. But to really feel its power, we need to look at it through two different lenses. First, let's start with how it's almost always understood today. Sāriputta was wise. He knew the problem wasn't just the physical pain itself. The real suffering was coming from the way Anāthapiṇḍika's mind was fighting it, resisting it. So he offered him a way to train his mind, a practice he could use right there in the middle of all that agony. This is the heart of the instruction Sāriputta gives him. He says it over and over, for every sense, every thought, every feeling. And the key word here is cling. The instruction is don't cling. Don't cling to what you see, what you hear, and especially don't cling to this unbearable pain. Now, the original word for this in the Pali language is upadhyasami. And for hundreds of years, translators have looked at this and said, okay, this means I will cling or I will grasp. And that gives us the first layer of this teaching, the one we're all pretty familiar with. This probably sounds familiar, right? Don't cling, just let go. It's advice we hear all the time. But is that really it? For a man who feels like he's being roasted alive, does let go really capture the power of what's being said here? Well, the original language hints that there's a much more powerful metaphor at play. And to find it, we've got to peel back those centuries of translation. We have to look at this word the way an ancient linguist would have, by getting right down to its very roots. This means we're going way beyond just a simple dictionary definition. We're going to use an ancient method of analysis that doesn't just ask, what does this word mean today? It asks a deeper question. What was the original, core idea this word was built on? This method is called niruti. Think of it like linguistic archaeology. You're digging past the surface to uncover the original concept that gives the word its real power. It's about getting to the intention behind the language. And here it is. This is the moment everything changes. Using niruti, we find that the root word here, upadana, has a much more fundamental meaning than just clinging. Its primary core meaning is fuel, the wood you put on a fire, the oil for a lamp. It's the stuff you take up to feed something. And this changes everything. Seriously, this isn't just a small change in translation. When you shift from the kind of passive idea of clinging to the active, visceral image of fuel, the entire teaching is completely transformed. So here's the new perspective. The suffering, it's a fire. The pain, the fearful thoughts, the memories, they're all potential logs. The teaching suddenly becomes this urgent instruction. Stop throwing wood on the fire. It's not a passive letting go anymore. It's an active choice to stop feeding the flames. Look at how the instruction transforms. I will not cling to my feelings becomes I will not use my feelings as fuel. Can you feel the shift? One is about passively releasing something. The other is about actively refusing to participate in your own suffering. You're no longer just a victim of the fire. You are in control of its fuel supply. So, how did Anāthapiṇḍika react to this powerful reframing, this man in unimaginable pain? The ancient text says that tears just started streaming down his face. So was he weeping out of despair? Was he just crushed by the weight of his pain, now seeing it as this raging fire he couldn't control? No.
Not at all. The text is very, very clear. These were tears of a massive breakthrough, tears of release, of deep, profound understanding. For the first time, he saw a way to engage with his pain that was empowering, not just something he had to passively endure.
And he says it himself. Despite being a devoted follower for years, this one shift in perspective, from clinging to fuel, was so powerful it felt like he was hearing the true teaching for the very first time. It was a complete and total revelation.
You see, this ancient story isn't just about one man's final moments 2.5 millennia ago. It's a timeless lesson in how we relate to our own challenges, our own fires.
The story says that shortly after this conversation, Anāthapiṇḍika did pass away, and he did so peacefully. But his story doesn't quite end there. He's said to have reappeared as a Deva, a kind of celestial being, to offer one final insight. And the wisdom he shared from beyond was basically this: your real worth, your true purity, doesn't come from your money or your family name. It comes from your actions and your wisdom. And this is key. A wise person doesn't just blindly accept a teaching. They investigate it. They figure out the truth for themselves, just like we've tried to do here today.
So what's the ultimate lesson for us? It's that pain in life is pretty much unavoidable. The sparks are going to fly. But suffering is the fire that grows from that spark. And the crucial takeaway is that we always have a choice. We can't always stop the spark, but we can absolutely choose whether or not we keep throwing logs on the fire.
And that leaves us with one final question to really think about. When you look at the struggles, the frustrations, the fires in your own life, what are you choosing to feed them with? What thoughts, what stories, what reactions are you choosing to use as fuel?